Vladimir Putin will be pleased with Georgia's new foreign agents bill, which sparked Tuesday's protests and clashes with riot police as he looks to disturb the peace in the region. The Georgian government has been influenced and inspired by Vladimir Putin as it looks to pass a new bill, express.co.uk has been told. It comes after thousands turned out on Tbilisi's streets, the capital of Georgia, clashing with police over the new foreign agent bill. Riot police used water cannons and pepper spray to disperse an enraged crowd, many of whom waved EU flags. The new bill closely resembles a law which was passed in Russia in 2012 shortly after mass protests at Vladimir Putin's United Russia Party and allegations of foul play at the ballot box. Russia's foreign agent law requires anyone who receives support from outside Russia or is under influence from outside the country to register and declare themselves as foreign agents. In Georgia, the new bill would require non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and independent media who received more than 20% of their funding from abroad to declare themselves as foreign agents. Nasha Siskoria, founder and director of the Georgia-based Regional Institute for Security Studies, RISS, believes such a law will drive a wedge between Georgia and the West, the very direction it has in recent years been hoping to move towards. When asked if the Georgian government had been influenced and inspired by Putin, she told express.co.uk, yes. The essence of the law is problematic and it's not suitable for Georgia if Georgia really wants to be a well-established democracy and part of the Euro-Atlantic space, and the timing couldn't be worse, because Georgia still has a chance at EU candidacy status, and we see that European leaders and ambassadors all have this one message, that this will be hugely damaging for Georgia in its path to European integration. This, she suggested, is exactly the trajectory Putin will want in T. Ms. Siskoria explained, anything that puts Georgia in an unfavorable position when it comes to European and Euro-Atlantic integration will please Putin. It's a very difficult time for him because he's losing credibility, especially in the region. We see that Russia is experiencing a lot of issues in Ukraine, and Russia has not really performed the way it had wanted to perform in the country, so this, of course, raises questions even among the countries that were traditionally allied to Moscow. In that sense, given this context, we see that Putin's interest is to maintain and keep as many neighboring countries as possible away from the European and Euro-Atlantic structure. So anything that serves this purpose is of course good news for Putin. Opposition to Georgia's governing Dream Party described the new bill as a Russian-style law. They say it would vilify and repress Georgia's civil society and various independent media, much of which has become vibrant and exciting to Georgians living in the country in the last decade. The move is odd given that only last year, shortly after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Georgia officially presented its application for EU membership. It is also awaiting NATO membership, something the Western Alliance promised it in 2008 and which, it is thought, sparked Russia's subsequent invasion of Georgia. Yet, by mid-2022, the seams of Georgia's European dream appeared to be coming apart. In July, Dream Party chairperson Irakli Kobakidze launched an otherwise random torrent of criticism of the EU and US, and by August, the party wrongly claimed that Georgia's strategic allies, those NATO member countries, were trying to force it into a war with Russia. At the time, 48 members of Georgia's parliament condemned the accusations and urged the Dream Party to stop its slanderous and disinformation campaign against Georgia's strategic partners, the US and EU. Opposition politicians were furious with the news of the foreign agents' B.